What's Shaken Bacons? Today, it's going to be a little bit of a different video. I wanted to tell you guys how to and when to appeal a claim that was reinstated against you for a content ID claim. YouTube, of course, has a content ID system that is, as we all know, greatly abused by many companies. Warner Brothers, Universal, Zephyr as a whole will tend to claim manually videos that may not even have any of the owning company's content just because they may not like what you're saying. So if you have reasonable confidence that your video is in fact fair use, if your video includes footage or pictures or sounds that are purely used for commentary, review, reporting, and it's transformative in nature, and you are very confident in this, you can initially dispute a company's claim or an individual's claim on your video. Often what you'll experience with a larger company or with Zephyr or with companies like this is because they just want to eke out as much profit as they can, they will immediately deny the dispute. This is very common, and the problem is that YouTube allows the company to go back and say, are we claiming this because it's an actual thing? Or is it really fair use? And most of the times the companies, because there's no repercussions, go, who gives a frick? I'm gonna claim it anyway. Denied. At this point, you have the option to either let it go, attempt to edit the video, or take it down, or what you can do is appeal the dispute. Today, I just want to show you how to appeal a disputed claim based on fair use, and the verbiage that I particularly use and the method that I use that has so far helped me keep my videos up against company claims. And I think the best example that I have right now is one that I got recently from Warner Brothers on a Pokemon Detective Pikachu reaction that I did. So of course I disputed the claim that they put on the video because it happens quite a bit if you game or if you do movie reviews or TV reviews or reactions. I immediately disputed it. I just want to make a quick note. This is a PDF that I saved of this particular appeal because I like to keep records and documentation of this stuff. I hopefully will never have to take this to small claims court, but if it gets out of control, you can in fact take these to small claims court and deal with it there versus having a copyright strike that can potentially damage your channel. But that is a different video for a different day, and I have not yet had to do that, thank God. So what you're going to have to do is first they're going to clarify the claim that you are particularly addressing. In this case, it was for my Pokemon Detective Pikachu reaction, and it was audio visual content because there were parts of the trailer in there, and it was MC for Warner Brothers, dispute rejected, claim was reinstated. So what you do is you put your full name, you put your email address, you put your street address. This is all very normal. This is just their way of making sure that somebody who is just a bot or someone who's just re-uploading someone else's content is getting weaned out. They won't fight this. However, if you are sure that you are fair use, you put in your information and then YouTube kind of guides you. So you get to the section that says you originally disputed the claim based on fair use. Explain why your use of content is fair use according to the following statutory factors. And then they're going to give you headers that you have to explain. What you do is you want to use legal terminology and you want to cite the law depending on where you're from. In this case, if you're in the US, you want to cite US Code Title 17, Section 107, which is limitations on exclusive copyrights fair use. The verbiage that I use specifically cites that law because if you are using legal jargon and you know the law specifically that is relating to fair use, then you're going to be taken more seriously because A, it shows that you've done your homework. B, it's also a very good indicator that you took fair use into consideration when making the video, which I always do, so that you can defend yourself when situations like this unfortunately arise, because until YouTube has some kind of penalty for companies that falsely claim things, we're gonna have to do this. I've had videos claimed where I'm just talking and I use no content. YouTube, help. Seriously, fix this. Anyway, what I do is I explain what the video is for purpose and character of use. This video is a review and a reaction to the new Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer. It is fair use compliant under the rights of US Title 17, Sections 107, limitations on exclusive copyright fair use, which does not require permission from the rights holders to use content when with the purpose of commentary, review, reporting, and if it is transformative in nature. And then, so after I use the legal jargon, I specifically relate it to my video So I say my video was made with the express purpose of commenting, reviewing, reporting upon the trailer of the upcoming film. This review and reaction is transformative and it's used for criticism, commenting, and reporting, changing it and not impacting the parent company monetarily. In summary, this video is fair use compliant under US copyright law because it's non-commercial, it's transformative in nature, it uses no more of the original than necessary, and it has no negative effect on the market for the original work. Because let's face it, my video is not going to have a huge impact on the market for a major movie production starring Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. So I always make sure to say this is not going to have a negative effect for that company. Then they ask you to discuss the nature of the copyrighted work, which is the nature of what you used in your video that is being claimed by that company. So in this case, I said it's a trailer for an upcoming live action Pokemon movie that was reported, reviewed, and commented upon. The next section is where I like to pull out my little math hat, and I think that this is particularly helpful because it really puts it into perspective. I actually take the amount of content I used in my video in terms of the length of the entire video, and I put it into a percentage and I compare it to the amount that was not using the content in the video to reinforce my assertion that this is fair use and that I used the content as a underscore or to use to make points on for my original work. So what I did for this one, for example, is the portion used in my video makes up only 29% of the video. It was 1 minute and 52 seconds total, during which I made active review and commentary on it, then followed up the 71% rest of my video, which was 4.5 minutes, the obvious majority, with expanded criticism, commentary, and reporting on the trailer and what can be seen of the characters and the storyline, as well as reflection on what the future of it is. My video is transformative and fair use compliant. People have a harder time arguing against numbers, and like I said, it's one thing for them to say, you used our stuff so we're claiming your video, versus you saying, that was only 29% of my video, and during that 29%, I was actively commenting on it, and then literally 71% of my video had none of your stuff in it at all. This is my original work. It's much harder for them to argue against that when you are rationally presenting them with facts and figures using your video's content and not just going, it's not fair, I did something and you can't do this because it's bullshit. It's not going to help your case. You have to be very calm and logical, and again, I think the best way you can do that for me, I've found in my experience, is breaking it down with numbers like this. And the next part is you want to expand upon the effect of the potential market. So then I say, there's no negative effect on the market for the original work, nor would it have any effect on the film when it's released. If anything, it's beneficial to the studio because it draws attention to the film and generates more interest in it for them. At that point, you go ahead and you say, I'm aware that there may be adverse legal consequences if I do this. I could have my channel taken down if I have 3 copyright strikes, and then you type your name and submit. This is specifically to scare people out of doing this. It's also specifically for YouTube to cover their butts. What happens is basically saying, if I submit this and I'm lying, either they're going to persist with the claim and I'm going to have it taken down, there's a copyright strike, or if you are sure that it's fair use, the company's option at that point is to pursue you in a court of law. Depending on the size of your channel, how likely do you think it is that a major studio is going to take you into court over a video that you have already very clearly shown that you understand the law regarding use of their content and that you have already defended using the law in question? It's probably not likely. This is so YouTube is able to protect itself and protect you with the system. Otherwise, companies would be coming at you with legal actions far more often than they can by using this system. I know it's ridiculous and it sucks, and I always get like an angry hot flash whenever I get an email saying that I have a claim on my video. And honestly, that's why I have really started to shy away from putting any content that is not purely mine in my videos. As I mentioned, some of these people will claim your video even if it's just you talking because they don't like what you have to say, which is illegal. And using this system, if you appeal a denied dispute that you've already made, you can very easily make it clear to them that what they're doing is illegal. And so far, you know, knock on wood, I have had each of my appealed claims removed because I've shown them that I know it's fair use and I am abiding by and honoring the law. So if you do that, and if you make sure that your content follows the fair use guidelines, and you appeal it with logic, you use numbers, you make sure you very cogently defend your work, in most cases it will turn out well. I hope this has helped someone. This is definitely becoming a major issue. And again, I doubt anyone from YouTube is ever going to see this, but hey, YouTube, seriously, like, this is a big problem on the platform. There's got to be a good middle ground between keeping yourselves protected and also protecting your creators, because it's getting to a point where these companies are just flagrantly abusing the system and even issuing public statements acknowledging that they know they're abusing the system. And this is not good for anybody involved. So if you have any questions about any of this, please make sure you leave me a comment. If you want to, you can subscribe, you can hit a button. It's totally fine by me. It's cool if you do, it's cool if you don't. And in the meantime, I will catch you later.